All right. Hey, everybody, and welcome back. You know, I've always kind of been fascinated by that whole idea of like becoming a better person. What does that even mean? You know?
Right.
And so today we're going to do a deep dive into Aristotle's virtue ethics.
Oh, nice.
Which is all about, building that awesome character we're always trying to get.
Yeah, it's a really practical philosophy.
Yeah.
Aristotle wasn't just some ivory tower philosopher. He was interested in how can we actually live a good life,
Exactly. And it's not about, just being happy all the time, right?
Yeah.
Our source material today lays out this whole idea of eudaimonia. And that's not just like fleeting happiness, but it's like thriving, flourishing, becoming the best version of yourself.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you're not just surviving, you're actually crushing it in life. You're hitting your full potential.
Hitting your full potential.
And Aristotle believed that the key to this whole flourishing thing was tied to what makes us unique as humans.
Okay, so what, like our thumbs, our ability to binge watch shows.
Okay. Those are good guesses.
What's our secret sauce?
Yeah. But, Aristotle thought that our real superpower is our ability to reason.
Okay.
He had this idea called the function argument. And basically, to understand what's good for us, we got to look at, what sets us apart. And for humans, that's, our big brains and our capacity for rational thought.
So, instead of just acting on instinct...
Yeah.
We can actually think things through and make choices based on logic and reason.
Yep.
But sounds like it takes effort.
It does. Living virtuously means using that power of reason to guide our actions.
Gotcha.
It's like a chef using their culinary skills to whip up an amazing dish. It's what they're meant to do.
Oh, that's a great analogy.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do we actually do this virtue thing?
Okay.
Where do we even start?
So this is where it gets super interesting.
Okay.
Aristotle believed that every virtue is like this sweet spot.
Okay.
What he called the mean, between two extremes.
Okay, hold up. So it's not like being a goody two-shoes all the time.
Right.
There's nuance here.
Exactly. Let's take courage, for example.
Okay.
Okay, it's the middle ground between recklessness, which is like going all in without thinking.
Okay.
And cowardice.
Yeah.
Which is, hiding under the covers.
Yeah.
Courage is about finding that balance.
Okay.
That perfect middle ground.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
But how do we actually find that sweet spot?
Right.
Is there a formula?
Not exactly a formula, but Aristotle believed that we develop these virtues through practice and habit. It's like learning a musical instrument or training for a marathon.
Okay.
You don't become a virtuoso overnight.
Right.
The more you act courageously, the more courageous you become.
Okay, that makes sense. It's like building a muscle.
Yeah.
The more you use it, the stronger it gets.
Yep.
But how do we know, the right way to act?
Right.
In different situations. Life throws all sorts of curveballs.
Exactly. And that's where phronesis comes in.
Phronesis.
Practical wisdom. Think of it like that gut feeling you have when you just know the right thing to do.
Okay.
Even if there's no rule book.
So it's like a GPS for ethical dilemmas.
Exactly.
You're using your judgment and your experience to make the best choice in each situation, not just blindly following the rules.
Right.
But wait.
Yeah?
Doesn't Aristotle talk about emotions too?
He does.
I thought philosophers were all about logic and ignoring feelings.
Actually, Aristotle believed that emotions are a vital part of being human.
Okay.
He just stressed that they should be guided by reason.
So it's about having the right emotions at the right time.
Exactly.
Directed towards the right people.
Yes.
For the right reasons.
Yeah.
Not letting them run wild,
right.
But also not bottling them up completely.
Precisely, it's about finding that balance between feeling and thinking.
Feeling and thinking, okay.
Yeah.
So Aristotle's ideas are pretty compelling.
Yeah.
But were there people who, disagreed with them?
Of course.
Our source material mentions some criticisms, right?
Absolutely no. Philosophical theory is perfect.
Right.
And virtue ethics has its critics.
Okay.
Some argue that it's a bit vague.
Okay.
It doesn't give us clear-cut rules for decision-making.
Right.
Others point out that what's considered virtuous can vary between cultures.
Yeah, what's considered brave in one culture might be seen as reckless in another.
Exactly.
That's a good point.
Yeah, and there's the question of whether it focuses too much on individual development.
Okay.
And doesn't address larger social issues adequately.
Okay, so food for thought.
Yeah.
Understanding those criticisms helps us engage with Aristotle's ideas in a more, balanced way.
Definitely.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I'm left wondering, how can these ideas help you, the listener,
right,
become a better person?
Yeah.
Maybe it's about, reflecting on the people you admire and asking yourself, what makes them so virtuous?
Right.
How can you cultivate those traits in your own life?
Exactly.
Or perhaps it's about paying more attention to your gut feelings and making sure they align with your values.
To think about the kind of person you want to be, and then think about the habits and practices that can help you get there.
Right.
The journey of self-improvement is ongoing, and Aristotle gives us this amazing framework to start that journey.
Yeah. Awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
Into Aristotle's virtue ethics.
Absolutely.
See you next time.
See ya.
Bye-bye.